Hello, this is John Robb doing an interview with Puss Johnson about what she has been up to in the lockdown. So, how are you? Are you okay?
I'm okay, yeah. Strange times, I guess.
Yeah. I guess because you tour quite a lot, so it's a complete change of lifestyle, and it's suddenly instead of being around playing everywhere, you're sort of stuck in your lair.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to go have a tour and go to Spain, and it all got cancelled, so it was a bit of a bummer, but I mean, what can you do, really? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What have you been doing with the band? Have you been actually doing anything at all? I mean, you can't rehearse, but some people have been working out how to do things online, sending files to each other. But being a rock and roll band, that's a little slightly more difficult, I guess, isn't it?
Oh, we haven't actually really been doing anything musical, to be honest. I think maybe Phil Fiance has been going to the room and bashing out some drums, but yeah, no, I think we're those people. I think it seems to go into two camps. There's people who are doing loads of creative stuff and using the time to do that, and then other people who are just sort of like, not really being creative during lockdown, kind of not making music and writing and stuff.
I guess because your band is primarily a live experience, and since there's no live, you're stuck. I mean, of course, you make records. It's all about live for you, that moment, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Um, I mean, we've got an album coming out in July, so I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff, kind of preparing for that and stuff like that. Yeah.
So how are you putting the album out? Is that going to be like an online release, or is it getting pressed up?
It's coming out on Hound Gourd Records. It's going to be on vinyl and CD and digital and all that business. But we say it's coming out in July, but haven't got an exact date yet because we don't really know what's going on.
Are there actually any dates anymore? I mean, what month are we in now? So you're going to play online? A lot of bands are doing these kind of sort of weird online gigs. But would that be something you could do to when the album comes out?
We haven't really discussed it really. I mean, I've had a few moments where I've picked up my guitar and gone, "Oh, I'm gonna do something," and then I don't know, I just flake out and don't do it.
But you've been creative yourself. You made some face masks, didn't you?
Yeah, well, somebody suggested. They said they wanted one, and so I've not done a lot of machine sewing, but I thought I'd give it a go. I found a pattern online, and I just made one, and it was fine. So, and then I got a bit. I put it out there, and then I seemed to be kind of like a bit overwhelmed with orders,
Yeah.
which was nice. But yeah, actually, it's been keeping me busy. It's been really good way of kind of keeping my mind, not stagnating, just keeping doing something. Yeah.
So have you got one there? Yeah. Very good. Yeah. I've seen him on Instagram. Yeah. Oh, it's like a whole range. Yeah. So have you been listening to a lot of music on since the lockdown?
I have, yeah. I mean, doing something like sewing and listening to music, kind of like I've been kind of listening to a lot of stuff that have been suggested to me like over time, and I just didn't get around to listening to it, and sort of stuff from my own collection, like quite a diverse range of stuff. I got been listening to some Jon Spencer,
Of
and
course.
Hitmaker. I'm a big fan of him, and Oliver from the Hound Gorge record label sent me this Ghost Wolf CD. That's really good. Some Bob Burt from you might know from Pussy Galore. Tinariwen. Don't know if you know them.
I've seen them. They're fantastic bands. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen them live. No. Got some Grace Jones.
Oh, I love that record as well. Yeah.
Anglers. Sad about
Dave Greenfield. Yeah.
Greenfield, and some. You can't go wrong with some James Brown.
So
There's a light on.
we listen to all the
Yeah.
same records.
Huh?
We'd be listening to the same records.
Oh, yeah. Quite a lot of range of stuff like that. I quite like it, you know.
So do you find do you find your music taste has changed at all, or is it just the same things you normally listen to?
I think I fundamentally always seem to come back to the same things, like, you know, garage punk, rock and roll kind of stuff. Yeah, but I love sort of 60s R&B and funk as well. I'm really into that, and psychedelic stuff I really like as well. But yeah, I do listen to a lot of older music.
Do you find you listen to a lot more older music in this period, or is it the same kind of things you normally listen to?
I've been checking out some like I never really properly listened to Rammstein, and I really got into this good sewing music. I didn't think it would really be my thing, but they're quite. I quite enjoy the irony and the humor and the balls out rhythms that they come up with.
Yeah. So you doing much reading?
I'm very naughty, and I don't read as much as I'd like to, because I've got a bit of a butterfly mind, and so I either I'm reading and I get distracted, or I get too into what I'm reading and then I don't sleep, and I don't sleep very well anyway. But I have got some books I'm supposed to be reading. I got Steppenwolf, which a fella gave me to read at Christmas, which I haven't read. Dirty Jake got me this. I don't know if you've heard of that. The Don't Lose Your Voice, some tips and techniques and shared experiences for untrained voice users and DIY punk singers. He thought it wouldn't hurt me because I scream a lot, obviously, so he thought that might be a good thing to get. And Grace Jones' I'll Never Write My Memoirs, which I picked up in a charity shop about a year ago, but I still haven't read it.
It's good. It's good. It's really well written. It's funny.
Yeah, she's a very interesting person. So I imagine it's full of great stories.
A lot of great stories. Yeah. So what do you fill your time with? I mean, just by being creative, or do you spend a lot of time online, around on the internet?
Mainly been sewing. I think I made about 60 masks so far. So it's quite. I pretty much just get up, have some breakfast, and then I sit there sewing all day, really. And then in the evening, I might watch some films or something. You know.
So what films you've been watching?
I got a free 3 months subscription to Now TV. It's like Sky Movies. So I've just been watching, kind of seeing what comes up that looks quite good, and like just watching it. Like I watched Alita the other night. That was quite good fun. That was quite good. And I watched some really good films, but I've got a terrible memory and I can't remember what they were called. I watched Us. That was really good. No, I can't remember. Sorry.
So really, you've been quite creative in this time, but making face masks. Are you making any other clothes? Because you make clothes as well, don't you?
I do artwork, and I get it printed on t-shirts. I don't print it myself, but I haven't been doing it. I haven't had time to do any of that since I've been making the mask. It's pretty much full on job.
So you went into the lockdown as a touring band, and you're coming out the other
Mm,
side as a mask maker.
yeah. It's weird. Like I quite like to do some art and stuff. Like I got this drawing tablet a while ago. And I haven't really had much of a chance to experiment on it, really. Like, because I normally do stuff just pen and paper or paint, but yeah, I haven't really had much time to sit down and do any art, unfortunately. But uh, it's quite nice to be doing something, doing the masks stuff. I feel like putting something out there to kind of help the situation.
So is it like the drawing tablet? Is that like an iPad sort of art?
Oh no, it's called the XP pen.
Mm-hmm.
It's it works like a second monitor. It hasn't got its own brain
Mm.
like an iPad. So it's much cheaper, obviously, because it's not
Yeah.
Apple.
So what do you have any plans at all for the band? I mean, what's the talk around your record label and other people? They say maybe there's some touring you could do later in the year or early next year.
Well, there's some things on sort of being rescheduled for November, but we don't know what's going to happen, do you really?
Mm.
So
So it's pretty hard to make any plans, isn't it?
yeah, it's quite hard to make plans. Yeah, we haven't even spoken about when we're going to start rehearsing again yet. So
Mhm.
I think we're all itching to do some rehearsing and playing again.
Yeah, brilliant. That's kind of the length of the piece that I need.
Okay, good, cool.
Yeah. So where do you
Did
live
I
then?
do all right?
No, that's
Huh?
cool. That's all it is. That's what's needed. So you live at Hounslow. You live.
At Basingstoke.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that you live by the. Yeah, I don't know anybody that comes from Basingstoke.
You don't need to.
What's it like there in the lockdown?
um, Pretty quiet, really. I mean, apart from the one time I went to Asda, which was horrible. Everywhere else, like, it's been okay. Yeah, people kind of following the rules, pretty much.
Is it kind of the same, as quiet as it normally would be, or does it feel different?
I haven't been going out very much, to be honest.
Mm,
I did notice over the last couple of weeks when I've been going shopping, it has been like a lot more people out and about and cars on the road and stuff. But
mm.
in the shops I go shopping, and it hasn't been too busy in that kind of way. So,
Mm. Brill. Okay. Yeah. So thanks for that.
you're very
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you.